Alrighty, I think we are live. Let me make sure we are live, though. Let me see here. Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Alrighty, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Storm Tracker Liam Kenny, and in this live update, I'm going to be going over what is currently going on right now in the Gulf Coast of the United States. But before we go ahead and get started, definitely be sure to, if you are not a subscriber to the channel, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content, so that way you never miss out on any videos at all. Let's go ahead and first start off taking a look at where the most severe weather today is going to be expected today, in which region of the United States. So anywhere where you see this orange right here and also the yellow, we're talking about southeastern Louisiana. That is where we have the greatest risk for severe weather, including damaging winds, possibly quarter to nickel-sized hail, heavy rain, and even isolated tornadoes. And the reason for all this, give me just a second, I gotta take a quick phone call. Hello? Hey, I'm live right now. Okay, what's up? Oh yeah, can I call you back as soon as I'm done? Oh, thank you. I apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. So let me explain to you why this is all happening. We currently have a massive upper level low that is over here in the Central Plains with a cold front that goes all the way down into Mexico. And as this continues to push more eastward, we're also getting a lot of wind shear and also moisture coming north from the Gulf of Mexico. So really anywhere in this area, there's also a warm front on the top of this. So really anywhere in this whole area right here that's kind of in between all of these frontal boundaries is where we are expecting the most severe weather today. Let's go ahead and just jump right over to the radar and take a look at what's going on. As you can see, there's just a massive squall line of very heavy storms going from northern Louisiana down into the Gulf Coast. This line is just absolutely very dangerous. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings and also a couple of marine statements indicating that the seas are very rough. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 special marine warning. Let's go ahead and work our way from north to south and take a look at our first one. Get a better radar sight. There we go. So this first one is going to be south of Jackson and also right in the middle of Port Gibson. This does expire in 31 minutes, and it is included in Galeborn County in southwestern Mississippi until 5 p.m. This is located along a line extending from near Lake Bruin towards Lorman, and it is moving northeast at 40 miles an hour, so a very fast moving cell. We could see wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour, and also we are expecting damage to roof sidings and also trees. Let's go ahead and see if we can rule out any signs of possible rotation or indicating a potentially indicating a rotating supercell. I'm not really seeing any signs of rotation here on a velocity radar, which is what we want to see. But what I am seeing is some very strong wind gusts, potentially going upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour. So whether or not we see it, whether or not the system is tornadic or not, it's still producing some very heavy wind. Once again, this expires in exactly 31 minutes. Treat this as if it was a tornado. Miss Lukey commented, "Wow, crazy weather." You are not wrong about that, I'll tell you that. And just to the south of that severe thunderstorm warning, we also have another severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 15 minutes. This is also included in Jefferson and Franklin County. This is along a line extending from near Churchill to about 8 miles southwest of Bude, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. So another very fast moving cell. Wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. The storm will be near Brood at about 4:15, Little Springs at around 4:20, New Hope at 4:25, and also McCall Creek at 4:30 p.m. And also Roxy and also Medville also might be included in this. So once again, if you were in this warning, treat it as if it was a tornado. Taking a look to see if we can see any signs of rotation here. Not really seeing any signs of rotation here on the velocity radar, which is definitely a good sign. Thankfully, we have no tornado warnings at this point, so that is definitely a good thing. You can just see there is so much lightning accompanied within all these storms, we're probably looking at almost 10 lightning strikes per minute within this system. Remember, when thunder roars, you go indoors immediately. Now, take a look at this line of storms right here. This one could potentially be producing some very, very, very strong winds at the moment. And you can just see right here, there's kind of like a dividing line right there where that kind of brighter green turns into that darker green. That's a sudden shift in wind that could potentially produce a rotating supercell. Regardless of whether or not there's a tornado or not, there's still wind gusts on the front side of this, upwards of 50 to almost 60 miles an hour. So we're looking at a high-grade tropical storm force winds, which can easily uproot trees, push shingles off of homes, and anything else like that. So just a very, very, very dangerous storm that you definitely do not want to mess with at all. This one expires in about 13 minutes or so, and this does include southeastern West Baton Rouge Street, and also Livingston, Eastern East Felicia, and Central East Baton Rouge. Give me just a second. I have another phone call to take. I am extremely sorry about this. Pop, I'm on live. Can I call you back? Yeah, I'm on live. Alright, bye. I apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, this is along a line of storms extending from Little Springs to near Smithdale to near Darlington to near Watson, and it is moving east. Another very fast-moving system moving east at 40 miles an hour. Potential wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. All these locations right here are within this severe thunderstorm warning. So once again, if you are in this, whether or not it's a tornado warning or not, try and get to the lowest level of a sturdy building. Treat this as if it was a tornado warning. And then, south of that, as you might have guessed, right near Baton Rouge, we have another severe thunderstorm warning that expires in 12 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and get a different radar so we can get the best look. I mean, look at this storm. This is just an absolute beast. I mean, this whole thing is along a squall line right here. This is all a squall line right here. And what that means is that it's a very long line extending almost 100 miles with extremely strong thunderstorm, with frequent lightning, very heavy wind, very strong wind, very heavy rain, really all of the above. This last and final severe thunderstorm warning, this second to last severe thunderstorm warning is just south of Baton Rouge. Expires in 12 minutes, and this one is also along a line of storms extending 9 miles west of Bayou Sorrel to near White Castle, 7 miles west of Patterson, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So this storm is a very, very, very fast-moving system. Wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour, so just a very, very, very strong storm. Taking a look at the velocity radar, trying to see if we can see any signs of rotation. Not really seeing any signs of rotation. Maybe if somewhere in this area where there's a little bit of red, if that can kind of get its act together, we might be seeing a little bit of rotation. But other than that, we should be okay. This is all going pretty much east in this direction. So Killian, LaPlace right here. Here's LaPlace right there. Letcher, and then all these other areas, including New Orleans, which is right here. Let's go ahead and see how far the closest cell is as far as New Orleans go. So it looks like the middle of the squall line is about 60 or so miles due to your west, and the closest supercell to you is about 20 or so miles, and you can just see as I'm playing this radar right here whenever it wants to load, preferably closer now. There we go. You can just see how all these systems are kind of moving east, northeast. So New Orleans, you're probably going to be getting somewhere in this supercell right here within the next hour or two. So be ready for very, very, very bad conditions over the next several hours if you are in the New Orleans area. Going down all the way to the coastline of Louisiana, Morgan City, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning that expires in just under an hour. This does include central Irba Parish and also south central Louisiana, St. Mary Parish, and also southeastern St. Martin Parish. And this is until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is near Bayou Sorrel once again to near Burns Point, moving east at 20 miles an hour. So this cell is not moving quite as fast as the other cells we were just watching, but still, it's a very, very, very strong cell with extremely heavy rain and possibly some hail. Let's actually go ahead and see if we can see any hail in here. Nope, not really seeing any hail, which is definitely a good sign. You know, considering how heavy the rain is right now, I'm honestly shocked that there isn't any hail. And taking a look at our velocity radar, seeing if we can see any signs of rotation. I am seeing a very small area. That's going to be this little area right here, where you've got the kind of bluish colors rotating off in this direction, and maybe the darker greens rotating off in this direction. So really, kind of a little bit right in there is where we might be seeing a very small area of rotation. It's not well defined at all. It's just a very small area of rotation. Regardless, this is a very, very, very strong squall line that everybody in this area needs to be aware of over the next several hours. And even if you are not in this area, you will be getting this very, very shortly. As I mentioned earlier when I first started streaming, our big area of low pressure is basically over the central portions of Oklahoma, with our squall line going all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico, and then along with that, our warm front north of us in the Ohio River Valley. So really anywhere in this area right here, really in between both of our frontal boundaries is where we have the best chance of rain. And as you might have guessed, considering how far it's made east as of right now, it will be continuing to head east over the overnight hours. So even if you're not in the path of it right now, you will be in the path of it within the next 24 to 36 hours. And with that being said, for all of you that are watching in my local area, including Horry County, Georgetown County, Loris, Aner, and then anywhere else in northeastern South Carolina, you will be getting this squall line come tomorrow. Now, I do want to let you all know, by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, this squall line is not going to be nearly as strong as it was when this first started, okay? So let's take a look at the model's forecast and just show you how strong they're forecasting this to be. As you can see, obviously, right here, this is where our system currently is, bringing some very, very, very strong storms to Texas and Louisiana. But look at this. As we continue over the next 36 hours, here's our big area of low pressure right here over Arkansas and Mississippi. And then, look at this, we have our massive cold front that goes all the way down here, and the heaviest of rain is now going to be in central South Carolina. Oh, are we getting a little buffering here? That's not good. Oh, come on. Give me just a second. I think my stream is buffering a little bit, so I'm going to try and get it back up. Alrighty, I think we are good to go now. Alright, I think that's the end of the buffering cycle. Oh, come on, stop buffering on me. Stop buffering. Why are you buffering? I apologize about this. If you can just give me another second or two to make sure that we're not buffering anymore. Why does this keep going from orange to red? Not good. Whoever's watching this, can you let me know in the comments if I'm still buffering or not? Just give me a quick yes or no if it's still buffering, if I need to change anything here. Alright, I think we are good to go now. Alrighty. Once again, I apologize about that buffering, should not be happening. But as I was just saying, as this system continues to move eastward, here's our big area of low pressure come tomorrow over the Tennessee River Valley. Here's our cold front right here going all the way down into the Gulf Coast, bringing scattered showers to Florida and even the potential for severe weather here in central South Carolina. And are we buffering again? Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. I'm very, very sorry that this is buffering. I don't know why it's happening. No, you're good? Okay, I appreciate that, Miss Lucky. So, yes, as we head into our afternoon tomorrow, and maybe even as you're going to sleep, there is a potential for some severe weather in the Carolinas. Now, the best chance of rain, or the best chance for severe weather, is going to be in coastal areas of the Carolinas. We're talking mainly about these areas right here, because as we're getting that moisture flow coming northward, that's going to be basically, enhancing or trying to further enhance our chance for severe weather. So once again, even though our system right now is currently over the Gulf Coast, as we head overnight tonight, there we go into Mississippi, Alabama. This is 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So here we go. central Alabama, coastal Alabama, coastal Mississippi, and maybe even getting into the panhandle of Florida. Here we go. This is 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Starting to see some minor scattered showers and thunderstorms in western South Carolina. The bulk of the action is still over south and central portions of Georgia. And then as soon as we get into tomorrow afternoon, now the heaviest rain is going to be in central and coastal portions of South Carolina, and then eventually clearing off our coast as we head into the morning hours of Friday. Now, as we head into Friday, here we go. The main edge of our cold front is going to be up in North Carolina and Virginia, with hopefully the worst of the action over, I guess you could say, off of our coastline. So once again, I'll play this back. Alrighty, here we go. This is tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. and coastal areas of Mississippi and Alabama. Here is 8 a.m. Now we're getting into some very heavy rain along the Florida Panhandle. Let me scoot this up just to make sure that you all can see. There we go. All right, here's 2 p.m. in the afternoon tomorrow. Very, very, very heavy rain, potentially even some severe weather in south and central Georgia. And then there we go into 8 p.m. The heaviest of weather is now into coastal and central portions, coastal and southern portions of South Carolina. And then eventually the severe weather will be over by the time we head into Friday morning. So really the bulk of the action is going to come tomorrow afternoon, especially for us in coastal and southern portions of South Carolina. Try and refresh my radar and make sure we are still good to go here. Thankfully, we are still not seeing any signs of a tornado warning, which is a very good sign. With that being said, I also do want to bring up the National Weather Service's tornado page. Where is that at? There we are. So this is the National Weather Service's tornado page. This is the branch of the National Weather Service that issues tornado watches and warnings. You can see as we go throughout the tweets, here's all the tornado warnings that have been issued. I think our last tornado warning was about an hour ago, and that was for Jackson, Louisiana, Wilson, and Norwood, Louisiana, until 3:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Thankfully, that has expired, and you can see on our radar right now there is nothing as far as tornado warnings go right now. However, with that being said, even if there's not a tornado warning out right now, there is still some very, very, very strong to even severe thunderstorm warnings right now showing up on our radar. And are we buffering again? Yes, we are. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. I deeply, very deeply apologize that this is buffering like this. Alrighty, I think we are good to go now. Alrighty. Come on. Why are you buffering like this? If somebody doesn't mind letting me know in the live chat again if I'm good to go. I deeply apologize about all this. I don't know why this is being like this. Technology, you know it as good as I do, honestly. Alright, well, I'm going to keep going. If it's buffering, I do apologize, but I want to keep covering this. So, this is our main leading line right here, going all the way through Baton Rouge, down into coastal areas of Louisiana. This whole entire squall line is just extremely, extremely good. I mean, it's extremely, extremely strong, and it's producing some very, very, very strong winds. Baton Rouge, you are right, as some people say, in the thick of it right now, or actually just getting out of the thick of it. That's what some of the kids I know are saying, so figured I'd throw in a pun to try and uplift the spirits a little bit. Baton Rouge, you were just getting out of the thick of it, as some people are saying, but you are still going to be in it for a while. Even though the worst is over, you're still going to be in this for a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at how strong the winds are right now. Thankfully, still no signs of any rotation, which is definitely a very, very, very good sign. Earlier today, I was watching N.H. Snyder doing his live stream, and there was just tornado warning after tornado warning after tornado warning. And thankfully, now we're just seeing a couple of different severe thunderstorm warnings. And honestly, I would rather have severe thunderstorm warnings over tornado warnings any day of the week. So that's definitely a good thing. I'm just making sure that I'm not getting anything on my social media that is being warming. Also, if I do want to apologize if my voice sounds a little weird during this video. I've been battling a sore throat over the last 36 to 48 hours. I'm still trying to get over it, so if you can hear me sniffing in the background or trying to clear up my throat, I apologize. I'm just trying to get all the bad stuff out of my throat. Anyways, back to weather. We're still watching some very strong storms. Really impacting this whole entire area. I mean, this whole squall line is just an absolute beast of a storm, going all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. It's just an absolute powerhouse of a system. And once again, this system is getting everly so close to New Orleans as we speak. The leading edge of our squall line is about 45 or so miles west of New Orleans. So as we head over the next, I would say maybe hour and a half to 2 hours, considering how fast these systems are moving, New Orleans, if you are listening right now, you better be ready for some extremely bad weather as we head over the next hour or two, because it is coming right for your location. I'm going to try and go ahead and see if I can pull up Radar Omega and see how we're doing over here. If my computer wants to load, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Come on. Come on. Come on. Also, I don't know if Mr. Al Lukey is watching, but a big shout out to him. I just got some brand new microphone covers from him. I'm trying to improve my audio quality. So, Mr. Al Lukey, if you are watching, a big shout out to you. You've helped me a lot with my audio qualities and everything else like that, and trying to get my channel set up. So, a huge shout out to you. I cannot thank you enough. Come on. Can't tell if that radar is just like out or what's going on with it. There we go. Isn't there a radar in New Orleans? I thought there was. He's in the car? Okay. Alright, there's a good picture of it. This radar is being very annoying at the moment. And are we buffering again? I think we were just buffering. Let me go ahead and see on N8's page if we've gotten any reports of anything, or like any pictures of anything. Here's a video of some strong wind. Let me turn off the volume here. There we go. I'll just turn it on actually. And this is in on the Bow Bridge area, so some very strong wind gusts there. I think we're still good to go. Oh, and also take a look at this. I wanted to show you all this earlier. Here we go. So take a look at this image right here, okay? Let me show this to you. So this was debris from a tornado. This is probably a shingle or a roof off of somebody's house or building that was flung and basically impaled in this wall, okay? Now, that might be, dawning on you, but look at this. Look at this picture right here. On the inside of this building right here, this is what was inside, okay? So let me go back and switch between both of these. Right here, this is what it looked like on the outside of the building. And on the inside, that's what it looked like. Came right through the building. Isn't that just absolutely insane? Most likely a tornado probably tore this metal roof structure off of a shed or some sort of outdoor structure and just basically flung it into the side of this building. And this is what the outside of the building looks like. And it flew inside. And this is why I tell everybody, when there is a tornado warning, stay away. Try and get to the most interior room as possible. Think about if somebody was sheltering in this building right here that we see. If they were sheltering right along the wall, imagine what would have happened to them if they were sitting or just lying on this wall right here. They probably would have gotten severely injured, if not even killed. This is why every time there is a tornado warning, myself and all local meteorologists tell you to get into the most interior room that you possibly have. Try and put as many walls or structures between you and the tornado rotation as possible. This is a clear example of why you need to be in the most interior room that is possible and away from any outdoor structures as possible when it comes to tornadoes. You are definitely right about that, Miss Lucky. Do not mess with Mother Nature. You are definitely right about that. Let me make sure my Facebook is good to go here. If anybody has commented anything. Alrighty. We are good to go there. Let's go ahead and go back to our radar and see how everything's going over here. Is my channel still buffering? Let me know that if you can, please. Because it says on my second screen that it's still buffering, but it seems like it's doing fine. My radar is being effortlessly so slow tonight for some reason. So, once again, I actually have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. This one is now east of Baton Rouge. This one expires in 37 minutes. All of these locations right here are within this severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, thank you, Miss Lucky. Excuse me. Ugh. This one says at 4:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Denham Springs to near Port Vincent to near Bayou Genevieve, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Think about that. When we typically think of 60 miles an hour, we're thinking about how strong the sustained winds are in a tropical storm. This storm is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Think about that. I know a lot of you, when you're traveling down highways or interstates or whatnot, you're probably going 60 to 70 miles an hour. You were basically traveling the speed distance of what this storm is currently moving right now. That is just insane in my mind. Wow. And surprisingly, we're still not really seeing any signs of rotation. Maybe a little bit right in here where I'm circling. You've got the greens blowing towards the radar in this direction. That's a terrible drawing. You've got the winds on the green side blowing in this direction, while you've got the reds blowing back in this direction. So really, anywhere in the middle of that green and red, right in there, is where we might have a little bit of rotation showing up. I don't think it's enough for the National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning yet, but it's definitely something that we will be monitoring over the next several minutes or so, regardless of whether or not there's a tornado associated with this. I mean, just look at these winds. Upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour in some locations. That's just absolutely incredible in my mind. This is just an absolute beast of a squall line. And along with that, here's our special marine statement and also our most southern severe thunderstorm warning that is included in the city of Morgan City. Yeah, you better hunker down. So you can just see right here. This I cannot put it into perspective or words. The severity level of this squall line right here. Look at how heavy this rain is right here, going from Gonzales down to Donaldsonville, Supreme, Morgan City, and then down right just to the west of Houma. And also, all of these areas that are about to be hit by this system, they were affected not too long ago by Hurricane Ida, a major Category 4 on the verge of becoming a Category 5, which is the beast of all hurricanes. You know, considering the power of that hurricane, I would be shocked if people have been able to recover fully from that hurricane. And now they're about to be hit with probably one of the worst squall lines I have seen. I've seen a lot of squall lines in affecting the Gulf Coast, but I have not seen many squall lines get as strong as this one currently is. So I just hope that I can put into perspective for you how strong and dangerous this squall line actually is. And also, hey Liam, great stream today. Thanks, HQ. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. I just reached my goal of 375 subscribers by Halloween. I'm currently at 377. I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for your continued support. I really do appreciate the support from every single one of you. And once again, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. There's a lot of great stuff coming your way. And trust me, you definitely do not want to miss out. So to be sure that you never miss out, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Also now, I think we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. I'm actually going to turn on the notifications on my phone so that way I can get notified. If you'll just give me just a second. Right here. Come on. Come on. NWS severe thunderstorm. Okay. Looks like the last issued warning was 9 minutes ago, and that included Prairieville and Hammond and Thibodux, Louisiana, if I'm saying that correctly. Oh, wow, that's great. Yes, ma'am, it is. Alrighty, so I think, HQ, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong, was this severe thunderstorm warning just issued? Because when I was looking at it earlier, I did not see this warning issued at the time being. Regardless of not, this is still a very, very, very strong thunderstorm right here. And you can see there's a major shift in winds because our radar site, let me zoom out here if I can get my pen off. Our radar site, come on radar. What is going on with my radar right now? Our radar site is right here, which is on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans, right here. We've got the green indicating winds blowing towards the radar in this direction. Let me go up a little bit here. We've got the winds on this side of the squall line rotating in this direction, and on the other side, the red is blowing away from it in this direction. So really, anywhere right here, this is all kind of somewhat rotation. It's not really kind of considered rotation because it's not close enough. Really, where I just drew right here in the circle, you have to have more stronger winds right in that general area because that's basically the dividing line between both of the wind lines. So because there's not really much wind right here in this area that I'm shading or coloring right now on my screen, there's not enough information for the National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning. And because of that, there's not one. But really, anywhere along this area, you've got all of this wind right here blowing in this direction, and all of this wind on this side all blowing in this direction. So you can just see there's a massive shift in winds along with this squall line. You can clearly see that right here on our reflectivity too. Anywhere on this side right here that I'm drawing, I mean, basically here's the dividing line right here. Anywhere on this side of our squall line, winds blowing in this direction, and really anywhere on this side of our squall line, you've got winds blowing in this direction. So you can just see there's just a massive shift in winds going all the way from this northern side of our squall line all the way down to this bottom side. It's just an absolute powerhouse of a squall line. Baton Rouge, you are basically almost done with it. You're still got a little bit more ready to go. You are done with this main squall line right here. But you still have this little yellow area to go through. So you're not done with it yet. You're done with the worst, but you're still going to be in it for at least another half an hour. Okay, HQ. HQ, since you're here, correct me if I'm wrong. This severe thunderstorm warning right here that's in Brookhaven, was this just recently issued? Because when I was when I first started the stream, this one, I don't think this one was here. Maybe just like this big one expired right here. Um, so yeah, if you can just let me know if this one was recently issued or if it was already issued. Maybe there was a tornado warning kind of right in here where I'm drawing, and that may have expired, and that's why maybe I'm thinking that. But I could have sworn I didn't see a severe thunderstorm warning right here. Regardless of that, this is obviously definitely needed, considering right here in this severe thunderstorm warning, the winds are just an absolute powerhouse. I think that's new. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Once again, you can just see that shift in winds when we went to that radar site. This is right near Jackson, right here. Our radar sites where like that little black dot is, but you can clearly see the massive shift in winds. It was issued 14 minutes ago. Okay, thank you. Oh, give me just a second. I apologize about that. I'm trying to get all the mucus out of my throat. So you can clearly see once again the shift in winds right here. On one side, you can see that dark green, and then on the other side right here, that's where we have that other shift in winds right there. So this is just an absolute beast of a squall line. And we do have two other severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment right now. I don't know why radar scope is being so slow at the moment. I'm not sure if it's my computer or just the radar in general, but it's being awfully slow, and I'm not very happy about it, to be honest with you. Once again, if you're just joining us now, we're currently going over the live ongoing severe threat that's going on in the state of Louisiana. We're now getting into central and eastern portions of Louisiana, and this squall line is not very far from New Orleans, Louisiana, which, I mean, it's only about 30 or so miles from the leading edge of the system. If you live in New Orleans or in this general area, you're probably going to be getting some very, very, very detrimental weather within the next 3 or 4 minutes, or within the next 30 or so minutes. We did just get we just got a continuation of a severe thunderstorm that includes Brookhaven, Bogue, Chitto, Ruth, and Ruth, Mississippi until 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and that is actually severe thunderstorm that I was just talking about right here. This one has just been continued and extended, so they are clearly, witnessing. They're clearly, expecting some very, very, very bad conditions here. Baton Rouge, you are now really in the last kind of bad area right now. You were in this whole entire squall line, then you were kind of in like this little green area, but now you're going to be in this last little slick of it in this yellow area. But you should be out of it and be okay within the next, I would say, 20 or so minutes or so, which is definitely a good thing. But for all of you right here, including New Orleans, what's another city over here? Another major city. Hey, Sebastian, what's up? Going all the way from Macomb down to New Orleans, Galena, Homa, all these areas right here that were very hard hit by Hurricane Ida within the last couple of months. You're probably going to be seeing, I would probably guess, hurricane conditions, considering the force of this storm. You just look at this squall line right here. Isn't that just insane to look at this thing, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this squall line. That's just insane to look at in my mind. Extremely strong winds. I mean, here's the the leading edge, or I guess you could say like the shifting winds right there, where you can see like that dark green kind of separating this side from this side over here. That's kind of the leading edge or the separation line between both of the wind currents. Thankfully, though, there's still no signs of rotation, which is honestly just very, very shocking in my mind, considering to look at this cell. I'm not really seeing, thankfully, any signs of hook rotation or a hook echo on the reflectivity, which could potentially be indicating something, so that's definitely a good thing. Also, if any of you that have just joined have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, if you want me to give you a specific forecast for a specific location, I'll be more than happy to do that. If you're not understanding what I'm presenting to you or how to read these types of radars that I'm showing you, You can go ahead and ask me that. I'll be more than happy to answer anything you might have. The main reason why I do these live updates is not just to make sure that you all are getting the information, but is so that way all my viewers can join this and ask me live questions that you might have, so that way I can answer them then and there, so that way you're not having to wonder over the next several hours if I'm going to get to you. That's the main reason why I do these live updates. Obviously, I want to make sure that you all are updated on this coverage, on what's going on, but still, the main reason why I do these live streams is that way my viewers can get on and ask me questions about anything they might have. Especially with the squall line that we're currently witnessing right now. I mean, getting so close to New Orleans as we speak, within, I would say, maybe 35 to 36 miles due west of New Orleans is a massive squall line with extremely heavy rain, potentially rotating supercells, very heavy rain, and potentially even some hail. I'm honestly shocked that there's not any hail right now, which is it's still a very good thing, but still it's very shocking to me. And speaking of tornadic supercells, I want to pinpoint out this. I was looking at N.H. Snyder's piece earlier today, and take a look at this. Okay, this is a picture of what happened with this cell. Okay, so within this picture, a tornado that was over somewhere, I'm not exactly sure where it was. As it was affecting some place, it tore off this massive shingle or this massive roof piece off of an outdoor shed or outside of an outdoor, building or something, and literally tossed it and sliced through this very durable and heavy metal wall. And just to put it in perspective, right here, this wall is probably very strong. I'm not sure how long it's been here, but just looking at it, I'm probably guessing that this has been here quite a while and can withstand, very heavy metal. This tornado not only pierced it on this side, but tore through the wall and went even further inside of the building. This is exactly why myself and all meteorologists tell you, whenever there is a tornado warning issued, to get to the most interior room possible. Okay, let's picture this. God forbid somebody was standing or just lying or just hanging out on this outer wall right here. As soon as this piece of heavy metal came through, if they were sitting right here on this wall, they would probably have gotten severely injured or may even have gotten killed. This is why it is so extremely important that when either myself, local authorities, the National Weather Service, or your local meteorologist tells you whenever there is a tornado warning, to get to the most interior room as possible, put as many walls between you and the tornadic rotation as possible. It is so critical that you listen to them, so that way this does not happen to you. Okay, once again, this is probably torn off some outdoor shed or some sort of outdoor structure off of somebody's roof, thrown into this side wall by a very strong tornado, impaled the outside of this wall, went through it, and went even further. I would honestly be shocked if somebody was not sitting right here and they didn't get injured. Once again, this is exactly why anytime either myself, your local authorities, or any type of meteorologist tells you whenever there's a tornado warning, get to the most interior room as possible. Do not be near any windows or any outdoor walls. This is why it is so important to listen to that information. And this is just one image of the damage that has been happening today. I can go all the way through this guy's profile. I mean, you can just look at this right here. Let me turn off the sound. Look at this tornado in the distance. This was already reported earlier today. This is probably most likely at least an EF3, if not an EF4, probably ranging, I would say, maybe from a quarter of a mile to maybe a half a mile wide. That's just insane, all right? Look at this. This is just south of Lake Charles in the Preen area. Just absolutely extensive damage. Probably this, I mean, look at this. This whole second floor of this house has been completely demolished. Look at this. This is probably like one of those arches in the roof that people have. Completely blown off somebody's house. Look at all this debris in somebody's front yard. Just missed the electric line. Yeah, let me, electric line. Oh, yeah, that's very, very true. Yep. And let's go ahead and see if we can see any more damage. I mean, look at this damage right here. A whole second floor of somebody's house completely blown off, and basically their whole second floor is now in their front yard. Here's a more zoomed out picture. Let me bring up my pen right here. Here's the whole second floor right here, and now it's right there on their front yard right there. Completely just blown off this person's house. I mean, it looks like a very, very, very nice house that was just demolished. And look at this. While this house right here that I'm circling right here got extensive damage, this house right here to the right of it only got some minor damage to their roof. They still have mainly their whole entire second floor intact, while there's nothing left of this person's second floor. It's just crazy to think about, you know, how one house. Hang on a second, I'm texting somebody. As I was saying, it's just incredible. I've seen so many times where this will happen, where a house just like this, you know, just absolutely gets completely demolished, where the next house next to that is completely fine. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other reports of the damage here. This is just, oh my goodness, look at this. Wow. So here's probably this whole area. Let me change my color here so you can see that a little bit better. This whole area right here, this is probably a garage. Their whole entire front of their garage door was completely just torn away. I mean, the second floor is severely damaged with all of this debris in their front yard. This is probably at least an EF3, if not almost an EF4. Here's another picture of a tornado. Or another video of a tornado, I should say. There's the funnel cloud right there. You can see the person pointing at it in the background. There's the rotation right there. You can see just debris being lifted hundreds and hundreds of feet up in the air. Extremely, extremely scary. Look at this tornado. Wow. Holy moly. Okay, yeah, be quiet. Here we go. Look at this tornado right here. Look at all the debris. Look at those very big pieces of sheet metal being lifted into the air. Wow. Holy moly. Look at this tornado right here. There is clearly the tornado right there. Wow. Just looking at these pictures is just, wow, holy moly. This was 6 hours ago. Look at this tornado. Let me start this over here. Look at this tornado. Look at all that debris. The power lines going out. Holy moly. Wow. Holy moly. This is rain wrap too. Holy crud. I would have been scared for my life. Here's another video of some debris being lifted. Look at all that debris right there. All the debris being lifted right there. Wow. This is just insane. Holy moly. Look at this tornado. HQ, if you're still watching, correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like almost like an EF5. If any of you that are watching have seen the movie Twister, like that last tornado that they showed during the movie, this thing looks exactly like that. In the movie, that was an EF5, and this looks basically almost identical to it. HQ, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks almost like an EF5 to me. Look at this tornado. Here's another one. This is probably at least 3/4 of a mile wide, if not a mile wide, period. Holy moly. Look at this damage. This is in St. Louis, Missouri. This was an EF3 that happened a couple of days ago. Wow. Holy moly. Alright, I think that's all the tweets that he has. But, I mean, just to show you the power of these storms, I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. Also, if any of you that are watching have any pictures or reports of anything, feel free to email me them at 621ldk@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to show them right here on the live stream. Baton Rouge, you're pretty much just almost out of this rain now. You've been in this yellow for quite a bit, but now you only have, let's see how far you are away. Baton Rouge, you are only about 8 or 10 miles or so from the edge of the storm. You were finally almost done with it. And while Baton Rouge is done with it, look at all these other areas over here that are going to be in it. New Orleans, I've been saying this for the past, I would say 10, 15 minutes or so. You are now about 23 miles or so from the leading edge of the storm. Let's see. Go directly to the middle of New Orleans. You are about, I would say, 23 or 4 miles or so miles due east of the worst action within this storm. I did just get a brand new notification from the severe thunderstorm warning alert. They just went ahead and continued the severe thunderstorm warning. That does include this one right here. Actually, I think, is it this one? Let's go ahead and see if we can see any signs of rotation here. I'm honestly shocked that there is not any type of tornadic rotation. Well, maybe a little bit right in here. There's a little bit kind of right in here. You've got the greens rotating in this direction and the reds blowing back in that direction. So maybe, whoa, that is a terrible drawing. Let me try this again. First, get me off that screen. There we go. Once again, green's going in this direction, red indicating wind's going in this direction. So really right in the middle of that is where we have the potential rotation right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can see a hook echo here. I don't think there is. Well, there might be actually. Let's bring up 2 frames here, try and even it out here. So the rotation is probably going to be somewhere a little bit right in there. Maybe a little bit of a hook kind of right in there. Potentially a little bit of a hook. Not very clear though, honestly, in my mind. Also, once again, if any of you have any pictures or pictures of damage you want to show me, feel free to comment those down in the live or email them to me, and I'll be more than happy to share them with the viewers around the stream right now. Get a quick drink real fast. Can't tell if this right here is rotation. You can kind of see a little bit how the green is trying to rotate back in this direction, and the red is trying to rotate a little bit back in this direction. Maybe a little bit right in there. Well, there actually is a pretty decent hook. I mean, look at this right here. If there's any rotation, it's probably going to be somewhere right... Whoopsies. Come on. If there's going to be any rotation, it's probably going to be somewhere right in there. Yep, that's exactly where we have a little bit of minor rotation. Wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and issue a tornado warning there. This is not up to date. Why is my computer being so slow today? Oh, dear Lord. Come on. Yeah. I don't want that. So I think there's definitely some signs of rotation right here. You can clearly see right here that there is some signs of rotation right in there, honestly. Because you can kind of see how the greens are rotating back in this direction and the reds are blowing back in this direction. So really right in there, honestly, potential rotation. Wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service goes ahead and issues a tornado warning. And it's also associated with the hook echo. I mean, you can see right at the top of that hook is exactly where that rotation is. So, showing up on both radar scope and also radar omega. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting GR analyst soon. For those of you who know what that is. If you don't, yeah, a second. I think my aunt is sending me pictures of things, from the nor'easter that she actually had. Holy moly. Give me just a second. Let's go ahead and see if that posted on my Facebook here. Oh yeah, we did just get another alert from the National Weather Service's severe thunderstorm warning. Our brand new severe thunderstorm warning now includes how do you say that? I don't want to say here. I'm not gonna say this city right here because I don't want to say it wrong. But you've got Beta Springs, and also Sun, Louisiana until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Wind gusts potentially upwards of 60 miles an hour. Penny-sized hail possible, and a tornado is also possible within this. There's just under about 35,000 people within this warning, 14 schools and 3 hospitals or medical centers. I'm keeping a very close eye on this tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning right now. This is the warning that they just issued. It's moving northeast at 35 miles an hour, wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. So very, very, very strong supercell. Here's the post that I just got from my aunt. Shout out to Tracy County for posting this. This was damage from the nor'easter that hit the northeast within the last couple of days. This says tree down to light post down, no electricity on Willow Hill and Henshaw Street. Very, very dangerous. Thankfully, the rotation is definitely going down. As I play this back, you can definitely see how this has progressed over the last 5 to 10 minutes or so. You can see how it was a lot more stronger kind of right in there, and now it's kind of somewhat fizzling out. But regardless, it's still a very strong supercell, and it is warned at this point. Anybody have any questions for me I can answer? Kind of just waiting for the next storm to come through. Look at this hook echo. Wow. Clear hook right in there. So rotation's probably going to be right on that top side. I think we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning now. Yep, for Houma, LaPlace, and also Bayou Cane, Louisiana, until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Come on. There we go. Go ahead and X out of this and bring it back up here. Yep, so here is the warning that just got issued right here, where you can see like this big yellow box right here. That is the exact warning that just got issued. Very, very close to New Orleans, Louisiana. This does include Houma, Bayou Cane, Lockport, Raceland, Bayou Gotch. All these areas are in this severe thunderstorm warning that does expire in 35 minutes or so. Moving northeast at 45 miles an hour, about 15 miles west of Cocodrie. And all of these locations that are mentioned right here in this warning are also included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Taking a look at if we can see any signs of rotation. Thankfully, still not seeing any of that, which is a very, very good sign. After all the action we've already seen today, we don't need any more action right now, so that is definitely a good sign. I see that we still have 3 people watching the stream. Once again, if any of you have any questions that you might be having that you want answered, I'll be more than happy to answer those during the stream. Just go ahead and comment that down in the live chat. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. As I've said several times within this live stream, this is getting very, very close to New Orleans, Louisiana, which is the probably most, I would say, at least, if not the most popular city in the state of Louisiana. If you go from the center of Louisiana, you're probably about, I would say, 16 square miles away from the leading edge of the rain. And then as far as the heaviest rain goes, you're probably going to be, I would say, at least maybe 36 to 37 miles due east of it. But please keep in mind that even if you're not going to be in it right now, this is all moving directly in this direction, and as time has gone on, we've seen more and more severe thunderstorm warnings being issued on this eastern side. So I would be shocked, honestly, if the National Weather Service does not go ahead and put New Orleans in a severe thunderstorm warning within the next, I would say, no more than 15 to 20 or so minutes. Oh. Yeah, so again, I'm just texting one of my friends. Alrighty, so once again, if you were just tuning in now, we are currently going over the live ongoing severe weather threat ongoing in the southeast right now. This has been going on all day now. There's been numerous reports of tornadoes, especially here in western Louisiana and also extreme eastern Texas. There's been numerous reports of tornadoes. I just went ahead and showed all of you just a couple of images, what it looks like on Twitter, the pictures that I've been seeing coming up. And as we go ahead and go over the next couple of days, it's only going to get worse. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. It's only going to get better, thankfully, but we're still going to be watching the threat for severe weather continue. And the reason for all this is I'm going to explain it to you right now. We've got a massive upper level low that is currently over Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. It's extremely, extremely strong. This is the low pressure system that originally brought all of the very heavy rain and also snow to portions of the Pacific Northwest. We have a cold front that goes all the way down into the Gulf Coast. And along with that, on the northern side of this, we also do have a warm front that goes over Arkansas into the Tennessee River Valley, and then also going into portions of North Carolina. And then, on top of that, in order to get supercell thunderstorms, you have to have moisture flow, and we definitely have that coming out from the northern Gulf of Mexico. So really, anywhere inside of both of these fronts, along with that moisture flow, is where we have the best chance for seeing severe weather. And you can just see there's a massive, massive, massive squall line going north from Jackson, Mississippi, down south, all the way into the northern Gulf Coast. And this will be bringing everybody a very unpleasant night and a very active night for millions of people across the coastal areas of Mississippi, Louisiana, and into Alabama, and then eventually probably even into the Florida Panhandle as we head into potentially the early morning hours of tonight. Currently have 6 active alerts, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, and 2 special marine statements indicating that we could be seeing some extremely bad conditions offshore. New Orleans, you are going to be in this within the next, I would say, no more than 20 or so minutes. This whole entire squall line is currently heading east-northeast and will be most likely be affecting you within the next, I would say, 20 or so minutes. I would honestly be shocked if you don't get issued a severe thunderstorm warning within the next, I would say, 10 minutes or so. And the good thing about this system, and the good thing about the squall line is that even though it is still very, very dangerous, there hasn't been a lot of tornadic activity within this squall line since we started the live stream. Most of our tornado action was earlier today, and it's kind of started to be on a downtrend as we headed over the last couple of hours or so. But regardless of that, even if there's not a tornadic activity going on right now, there's still a very dangerous threat right now. This thunderstorm I'm also watching very, very closely because it has a history of producing some rotation. I'll play it back for you. You can kind of see when this system was starting to rotate, right about right about there. It did show some signs of rotation, but thankfully was not able to hold on to it, and that's why there was never a tornado warning issued. But regardless of whether or not, there's still some very, very, very damaging winds being reported within this. And then along with that, you can just see, I mean, just look at this very heavy rain in and around this area. It's just absolutely just really intolerable the way that this is, just affecting this area. And we also do now have a flash flood warning that expires in just under 3 hours. This one says Doppler radar was indicating thunderstorms producing very heavy rain across the Warren area. In between 2.5 and 4.5 inches of rain have fallen within this area, and we're still expecting maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain to fall in this area. And either flash flooding is either ongoing or expected to be happening very, very shortly. And obviously, this is caused by all the squall lines that have been coming through this area within the last hour and a half to 2 hours or so. If you're just joining us, feel free to comment down any questions, comments, or concerns you might have in the live chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If any of you are living in this area and have any pictures of damage or anything else like that that you want me to show during the live stream, feel free to email me them at 621ldk@gmail.com. I'll pull up the email and I'll show your pictures live on here and just really give everybody a sense of what's going on. And on top of all this, this area was recently very hard hit by Hurricane Ida, which made landfall only a couple of months ago as a major Category 4, borderline Category 5 hurricane, with winds gusting upwards of 160 miles an hour. And I would honestly be shocked if people that were hit by that storm are done repairing all the damage that was produced by that massive storm. And here we go again. We're probably looking at close to hurricane conditions here within these squall lines. So honestly, we're basically just seeing kind of like a sibling storm of what Hurricane Ida was. Obviously, it's not extremely similar, but just to put into perspective, we're probably going to be seeing hurricane force conditions somewhere in these cells. We actually got a reported wind gust yesterday of 96 miles an hour, and that was included in the nor'easter that absolutely diminished portions of the Northeast and New England yesterday. One of my aunts that lives in the state of Massachusetts, she actually posted a picture earlier today of the damage. And here it is right here. This is a tree limb down, 2 light posts down, and no electricity on Willow Hill and Henshaw Street. This is in Massachusetts. Just one picture of the damage that was reported within that nor'easter. But going back to today's severe weather outbreak, I do want to go over this image once again. For those of you just joining us, this image is a report of what happened earlier. Most likely a tornado went through a neighborhood or some sort of area and probably tore off this roof or shingle off of some sort of outhouse or a shed or some sort of outdoor structure and just threw it into this probably very strong structure of a wall. And not only that, and not only did it really just pierce this outside, but when you go inside of the building, look at this. It went all the way through the inside of the building. It almost probably damaged some power lines. This is why me, myself, and local officials and probably local meteorologists always tell you that whenever there is a tornado warning issued, that you need to be in the most interior room as possible, try and get away from the outside, try and get as far away as you can from any outdoor walls. Because God forbid, a couple of people were just, hanging out or chilling right up against this wall. As soon as this big piece of metal came in, honestly, I would be shocked if they didn't get severely hurt or even killed by this metal. I mean, this is probably some very, very, very sturdy metal with probably some very rough edges on it. And if that is going to be going through somebody's back or even head, that can cause some extremely extensive damage to their head or their back and potentially even end their life. So that is why it is so crucial whenever myself, local officials, or another fellow meteorologist tells you that whenever there is a tornado warning issued, that you need to get into your safe place and away from any outdoor walls or windows. That is why it is so crucial for you to do that, so that way this doesn't happen to you and potentially your life comes to an end. That is why it is so crucial for you to listen to us, because we know exactly what we're talking about and we can potentially save your life. Alrighty, New Orleans, I'll say it again, getting everestly so close by the minutes to the leading edge of this frontal boundary. As you just saw, we got a brand new radar scan, and now the center, or I guess you say the leading edge of this system, is less than now 10 miles away from the center of New Orleans, and the worst of it now is about, I would say, no more than 20 or so miles from the metropolitan areas of New Orleans, Louisiana. It's already hitting Lake Pontchartrain. It's already hitting Houma, Louisiana. You are in that severe thunderstorm warning that I'm in right now, and all of this will not stop. It will light up a little bit as soon as we can lose some of the daytime heating, but regardless of that, this is all still going to be heading east northeast and heading into Gulfport, Mobile, Panama City, Tallahassee, Montgomery, Dothan, Albany, and then eventually into Georgia and the Carolinas as we head into tomorrow afternoon. If you are living in a local area that is in relation to me, be on the lookout for rain pretty much all day tomorrow. But as far as the worst weather goes, it's probably going to be as by the time you're going to be eating dinner or maybe even heading to bed when we see the worst of the action. And when I say worst action, we're talking about strong to even severe thunderstorms, potentially a few damaging wind gusts, maybe some hail if we can get a strong enough supercell. And maybe if there's enough wind shifts in the atmosphere, we could see one or two tornado warnings. There's probably less than a 10% chance we will be seeing a tornado warning, but with a system like this, we obviously can't rule it out. So that's why I'm just saying that. Regardless of, though, the point taken, just be ready for whatever comes your way. This will all be heading into extreme eastern Louisiana and coastal areas of coastal areas of Mississippi and Alabama within the next, I would say, 2 to 3 hours. New Orleans, you're about to be in the thick of it, as some people say. Pensacola, you're going to be in it with probably, I would say, the next 3 to 4 hours, and you'll probably be in it for a very long time. Probably be a very restless night for millions of people across the Gulf Coast experiencing very heavy rain, a lot of frequent lightning, extremely strong winds, and potentially even some tornadic activity. I know it's always super, super annoying to be woken up by the sirens or, the alerts going off on your phone, but let me tell you, it's much better to be awake and alert at a time like this than to be sleeping and trying to forget about all this, because God forbid there is a tornado warning issued or some sort of severe weather alert issued. You definitely want to be awake and alert on that, so that God forbid you have to take action, you are more than ready to do that. That's always the best case scenario. I know a lot of people are going to be tired and annoyed, but unfortunately, Mother Nature doesn't listen to us. It does what it wants, and we unfortunately have to go with the flow. So, with that being said, Baton Rouge, you are basically just almost out of it now. We've been in this yellow for quite a long time, but now we are finally getting out of it, and we will be finally done with the severe threat for the rest of the night. However, that is not the same for other locations, including Brookhaven, Slidell, New Orleans, Houma, Grand Isle, all these coastal locations in southeastern Louisiana, Gulfport, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, all these coastal areas that are in Mississippi, including Pascagoula, Biloxi, Gulfport, Diamond Head, Bay St. Louis. All these areas were extremely hard hit by Hurricane Ida within the last couple of months, and they're probably still rebuilding and repairing their structures after they were severely damaged by Hurricane Ida. And here we go again. We're about to be back in it right now. Still, honestly, I am very, very happy that we're not really seeing any type of tornadic activity within any of these supercells. We only just have severe thunderstorm warnings and special marine statements out. And considering how active it was earlier today with all of the tornadic action, it has really died down within the last, I would say, 2 to 3 hours or so, and that is an absolute blessing from God. Even though it might not seem like it, let me tell you right now, it is an absolute blessing. I would honestly rather just have severe thunderstorms with strong winds and heavy rain than tornadoes all day. Tornadoes can produce so much more damage than, just straight line squall lines that come through. So the last thing we need right now is tornadoes, and thankfully we are not seeing any sign of that right now. We are still seeing some very strong winds along this squall line. You can just see how there's a massive shift in wind along this area right here, going from south of Yuma all the way north of LaPlace. You can kind of see how this dark green line, that's kind of like the separation in between the two wind lines. And within this wind line, we're seeing winds easily over 50 to 60, almost 70 miles an hour. And when you think of 60 miles an hour, probably the majority of you will probably be thinking of, tropical storm force winds, because usually whenever I say, 60 miles an hour, or anybody like me says 60 miles an hour, you're usually thinking about the sustained winds of a tropical storm. This is the sustained winds right now in some portions of these squall lines. So, with that being said, it is clear that we're seeing tropical storms, almost hurricane force winds within these supercells that can easily uproot trees, blow off people's shingles on their homes, blow off tree limbs from their trees, and potentially even, blow down trees on people's houses, which is the ultimate catastrophe that we never want to hear. But this is just a very, very, very dangerous night, and a lot of people are going to be in it for the long run. A lot of these areas, once again, as some people say, are going to be in the thick of it. As some people say, I'm trying to add a little joke in there so that way people can maybe raise up their spirits a little bit. I don't want to give you false hope about anything, but it is going to be a very, very, very long night for millions of people across the states of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Panhandle of Florida, Georgia, and then eventually into the Carolinas as we head tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. I know I just mentioned a lot of information out. Does anybody have any questions about what I just asked? I'll be more than happy to answer those. Just comment those down in the live chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything you might have. Once again, the main reason why I'm doing these live updates is obviously the number one reason is because I want to make sure that all of you are up to date on the risk that is going to be going on tonight. But the other reason why I do this is so that way my viewers and all of you can get on here and ask me anything you might have, and just get your answer here and there. It's much better to just get on a live stream and ask, the provider the question, and it be answered then and there, than having to email them or text them and wait, potentially over several hours for a result when you need it right away. So that is the main reason why I do these live updates, and I really, really hope that I can potentially really help you tonight. Alrighty, New Orleans, we are about to be in it. Here we go. New Orleans, you are about to get some rain. Actually, I'm going to try and go ahead and see if I can get a live camera in New Orleans. Let's go ahead and see about that. New Orleans live cam. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, tonight is Game 2 of the 2021 World Series against that features the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. Last night, the Atlanta Braves overcame the Houston Astros in Game 1 with a score of 6-2, and tonight is Game 2. Tomorrow is going to be a travel day, and they'll be in Atlanta for the next 3 days, and then they will have another travel day, and then last but not least, they will be doing Game 6 and 7 in Houston. I think you covered it all. Alrighty, that's my job. Let's see here. New Orleans EarthCam. I want to see if we can see the supercell here. Come on. Oh, come on, you stupid ad. HQ, are you still watching this? Alrighty, so here is what it looks like right now in New Orleans. People just out and about minding their own business, which honestly I'm kind of shocked that they are doing right now, considering there is a massive storm about to hit them. I honestly would not be out and about right now, walking around the streets of New Orleans, especially the metropolitan area. Live cam. But that's just me, honestly. Is this the same exact live cam that I'm looking at? Yep, okay. Let's see. I just want to see a live cam. Come on. Forget about that. Okay, come on. Where's the live cam? Alright, this isn't gonna work. Whoopsies. Wait, is this in New York City? Yep, it is. New York Harbor. Ooh, nice sunset, though. It's not what I'm doing a live stream on, though. Oh, come on, bro. Oh, what's this one? Alrighty, well, I don't think we're going to be able to see any live cams. I apologize about that. But let's go ahead and take a look at how many power outages there are. So right now, in the state of Louisiana, there is currently, I think, over 2 million power outages. The most one is going to be in Cameron County, and that is, they've counted 1,773, and there are currently 750 of them. Here in East Felicia County, there is currently 1,083 power outages. In St. James County, there's currently 764. In LaForce County, there is 1,262. And in this county right here, there is 2,868 power outages. Sebastian, you still watching? I apologize. I'm not talking. My voice is my throat is just kind of hurting right now, so I'm trying to rest it, and then I'll be talking again. Ooh, potential sign of rotation here. If I'm not mistaken here, you can kind of see a little bit of rotation showing up right here on right in there, kind of. You might have a little bit of rotation showing up. That's not good. So you can clearly see that there is a hook echo right here on the reflectivity. There's kind of a little bit of a hook echo, kind of a little bit right in there. So that is not good. Potential rotating supercell right now. Oh yeah, look at that rotation right there. Thankfully, no signs of debris showing up on the correlation coefficients. That's a good thing. Where is it exactly over here? Hang on a second. Lockport. Where is that at? Here it is. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that was definitely rotation. Glad it's gone now though. Clearly see it right there. It's now moving right towards Bayou Grand or Bayou Gauche. Yep, right on the tip of that hook echo, there was some little bit of rotation. That's good though that it fizzled out though. That's what we want to see. Apologize about that. Thankfully, that was the only little couplet of rotation, which is very, very good. New Orleans, you are now in all of this yellow rain. Whoopsies. All this yellow rain right here. You will be in this red within, I would say, the next 10 to 15 minutes, if not shorter than that. Remember, if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, just leave those down in the live chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Just trying to get myself comfortable at my desk. Just waiting for a tornado warning to be issued, honestly. You see how, like, within this little supercell right here, there was a little bit of a hook. Kind of like down in this area where my mouse is at, right there, there was a little bit of rotation there. And you can also see that right here on the velocity going back a couple of frames. That little bit of rotation that was kind of like right over where my mouse is at. That was a little bit of rotation. Thankfully, though, I was not able to hold on to it, and that's why we don't have a tornado warning issue. But I think that if it had held on or gotten a little bit stronger, they probably would have gone ahead and issued a tornado warning. Excuse me. Thankfully, that's the only sign of rotation right now within all of these cells. That's honestly very, very good. But still, remember, anywhere where this kind of like brightish, greenish, white is showing up, that's where we're seeing winds potentially gusting over, I would say, at least 40 miles an hour, potentially even gusting upwards of 50. I think for now the severe threat is somewhat starting to die down, which is good. Which means I'll probably be ending the live in, I would say, maybe another 10 to 15 minutes or so. I will most likely probably be going live either tomorrow afternoon or something like that when it gets closer to the Carolinas or my local area. Once again, if you're brand new to the channel, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also be sure to click that like button if you are enjoying the content. A lot of great stuff coming your way that you definitely do not want to miss out on. Still no signs of rotation, but still some very, very, very strong winds in this blue area. Winds sustained of 70, 60 something almost, wow, 77 miles an hour. So we're now seeing Category 1 hurricane force winds here. Holy moly. That is a lot of damage. They are in the thick of it right now, I guess you could say. Oh. Alrighty, brand new severe thunderstorm warning now issued, including New Orleans, Louisiana. Told you, within the next minute, I told you that within the next 10 minutes we were going to be under a severe thunderstorm warning. Issues in 43 minutes. All these counties are associated with this. Extending 13 miles southwest of Madisonville to near Sarpy to Bayou Gauche, near Cocodrie, near, and it's moving east at 45 miles per hour. Wind gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. Expect damage to roof sidings and trees, including New Orleans, Homa, Cutoff, let's see here, East New Orleans, Galeno, Jefferson, Timberlane, and Reserve. I didn't list all the locations, but if I just listed yours, you are going to be in the thick of it, I guess you could say, within the next 10 or so minutes. And I think that as soon as this storm is done with New Orleans, I'm gonna go ahead and end up the stream. I've been streaming for just over an hour and a half. I'm getting kind of tired, but I'll still be posting a lot of updates on my Twitter and Facebook. So definitely, if you aren't following me on Twitter or on Facebook, go in the description of this live stream and go follow me on Facebook and Twitter for all updates. Once again, I will most likely be doing another live coverage event tomorrow at this exact same time whenever these storms are threatening my local area. As soon as these storms get into Georgia and also coastal areas of the Carolinas. But for now, once again, I believe the threat for tornadoes is pretty much almost over, but the threat for damaging winds, hail, and very heavy rain is still on. There's still a slight chance for a tornado, but other than that, I think the threat is pretty much almost basically over, which is very, very good. It was very active earlier today. And as the day has gone on, the threat has diminished, which is very, very good to hear, considering all the action we saw earlier today. Once again, if you are brand new to the channel, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and also be sure to like the video for more updates and everything else like that. Be sure to visit my website at www.liamsweather.org. Follow me on Instagram at liamsweather, on Facebook at Liam Kenny, and also on Twitter at liamsweather621. There's a lot of great stuff coming from my channel, and I promise you, you definitely do not want to miss out. A huge shout out to everybody who are supporting me in my career. I don't know if Mr. Aluki is listening yet, but he just bought me some awesome microphone covers to try and improve the quality of my microphone. So a huge shout out to him, and also to every single one of my family members and every single person out there that has supported me in my weather career. I personally cannot thank each and every one of you enough. It means more than the world to me, honestly. Alright, so I think that's actually gonna go ahead and end up the live stream. I'll stay on for another 2 to 3 minutes or so. It's currently 7:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm gonna stay until 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. I really do appreciate y'all joining. I hope you were able to learn something, and I hope you will join me tomorrow night when I cover this storm again, when it is impacting eastern Georgia and also coastal areas of South and North Carolina. Miss Lookie, you got any other questions for me? Anybody else, any other questions or concerns? Another 2 minutes or so, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the live event. Alright, one more minute. About 30 seconds left. Thanks for the coverage. No problem, Mr. Aiden. I appreciate it. Once again, please, I hope you'll join me tomorrow afternoon for my extended live coverage of this squall line as it heads into Georgia and the Carolinas. Miss Lookie is good. Alrighty. So I think that's gonna wrap up tonight's live event. Once again, if you are brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and also be sure to like the channel if you are liking the content. Be sure to visit my website for more details at www.liamsweather.org. Follow me on Twitter at liamsweather621, on Instagram at liamsweather, and last but not least, on Facebook at liamsweather. A lot of great stuff coming that you definitely do not want to miss out on. Alrighty, I appreciate y'all joining me. Once again, hope you'll join me again tomorrow for more coverage. Hope you have enjoyed. Hope you've all learned something. And I will see you next time.